So the next time you're in your kitchen, look around at all the really cool utensils and other houseware products that make your life so much easier every day. Well, guess what? Each and every one of those products, of course, started in somebody's head. Now, do you have a great idea in your head that you want to share with the masses? All you need to do is take the next steps. Our next guest this morning is an expert at inventing. Meet George Davison, aka Mr. D, CEO and founder of Davison and creator of the Davison Inventing method. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
This is your third time here with us. That tells you we love having you here and sharing all these stories of real people who have these really great ideas and whose products went from their head and now they're on store shelves. Are there some areas or perhaps industries that are hotter than others right now? I'm thinking about the app world. I mean, you've heard that commercial. There's an app for that. I mean, it seems there's an app for everything. I would have to imagine that this is an area that's popping.
It's popping. We're starting to get a lot of app ideas in the door. It started to happen about a year ago. So now we've had to dedicate a staff just to start to work on app inventions. Another area that's hot are housewares. We've been really fortunate in that space recently. And I think people just love that foodie world of cooking and
I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big hot space for us right now.
I want to talk about your webisode series, Dare to Invent. I have to tell you, I loved it. I just watched one episode before I sat down here with you today. That's how hooked I am on it. Tell me about it.
Well, the webisode is all about these creative, energetic geniuses that have an idea out there in the world, and they're willing to go out and dare to try and do something that no one else has done before.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I'm hooked. We want our audience to get hooked as well. So we have a little clip we want to show you all. Let's check it out.
Meet Joe Springer, former United States Marine. He's an EMS pilot that rescues people in distress. He's a great family man, is a bit of a prankster, and he loves brownies.
They have this rule: you cut across the top of the brownie, you don't cut around the edges. Well, you have to cut around the edges because it's firmer. So anyway, that's right. I thought, you know, it'd be nice if I can get a pan I can, you know, just use and not have to worry about cutting around the edges.
So Joe comes to us with this idea that he'd like to have a chewy edge around every brownie in the pan, even the ones in the middle.
I assigned Tim to be the chief creationeer on Joe's idea. He had to lead the charge on figuring out a way to satisfy Joe's need for a custom brownie pan that would give brownies that hard, crunchy edge. The pan would have to be inexpensive to manufacture, meet retailer specs for shelf space, and fit that targeted company's manufacturing line.
Joe's project first came in, you know, we took a look at it. We looked at all the similar products and patents on it, and with his idea, it seemed pretty unique and straightforward.
The team invented a silicone pan with single inserts that would create separate brownies with hard edges, and had brownie bar embossed on the bottom, creating a signature finish on each brownie bar.
I believe the design team in the initial stages came up with what we thought was a metal pan at that point.
It always came across that it was metal because the darn thing was gray in the virtual board. Nobody reads things.
We just took Joe's pan to XHP. It's a company that we're familiar with, but they didn't prove to be a sure thing.
I kind of got kicked in the teeth when they said, no, 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 why do you keep showing this to me? I'm sick of seeing this thing.
Joe's idea was on life support, and we were trying to keep it alive.
To give the project a lot more versatility, they changed it to the silicone dessert tray.
Well, I was like, hey, if you guys want to modify it to make it better, go ahead.
XHP and QVC paid a visit to Inventionland. We pulled that project out one more time and showed it to QVC, who loved it. And then, of course, XHP loved it.
I looked over at the president of XHP and let him know. I'm like, finally, we found a home for this project.
Joe's idea was brought back to life. The meeting had reinvigorated the team and inspired them to come up with adding a metal insert in to strengthen the pan. Before XHP was ready to commit, however, the new design had to be tested.
The brownies in the silicone pan here, they seem to have a much crisper, a little bit of a harder edge, which I personally like that a lot better.
But I think we need to figure out how hard this edge really is.
What, some sort of a test? Why am I doing this again? Ow!
Weak.
Oh, there we go.
You're just trying to hit my aren't you?
Yes.
Well, it's tough enough, and it holds together enough, and that slingshots don't affect the taste. I think we're done testing.
XHP licensed Joe's idea, and it went into production. And QVC committed to bringing it to TV.
We wanted to try and do something special for Joe, so we invited him out to our office to our Christmas party.
And received a Christmas present that they would never forget.
And we got you your license.
All right,
This is your first big royalty check. He had no idea that there was a check coming. So when we gave him the check, there was this big expression of accomplishment going on and a big warm moment.
I still keep in touch with a lot of my buddies I was on active duty with and I was in Albania with. I get emails all the time, you know, Marines, brownie pans, what are you doing, you know?
While it is a brownie pan, now it's taking different shape. It's led into all these other pan designs now that they're working on.
The entire top is crunchy, so you've got a corner in every bite.
It's definitely an emotional roller coaster. There's ups and downs. I would just tell people to hang in there, you know, don't walk away from your project.
Wow, talk about the perfect brownie. Nice, love that. Did you bring some brownies with you, George?
Unfortunately, the brownies are back home.
No brownies?
I'm sure we could go to Joe Springer's house. He's got a few brownies. Maybe we can call him on the phone. But,
Wasn't that a great story, though?
Yes, it is.
I
Talk
mean-
about a guy. Here's a Marine, kind of like one of those guys. He gets completely harassed by all his buddies now, and but he's been very successful.
Great story. And I have to tell you, I like the edges of the brownies too. So he did a great thing. And you did a great thing by following this all the way through. So good to see you again. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, Danielle.
Bring some brownies next time, huh?
You got it.
Want to find out more about Dare to Invent and how you can get started with your own ideas? Simply visit the website. It's davison.com. That's Davison, Davison.com.